Hello, I would like to give an update on Friday's severe weather. So, as of right now, we have an enhanced risk area right here in the Kansas City area and the eastern Oklahoma area. We also have a pretty significant tornado percentage here as soon as this gets loaded up. Wait a second. Okay, yes, here's our tornado percentage. So, in case you're wondering what these little dots are, this level 1 risk means that there's potentially strong tornadoes possible, and there is a 10% risk right here from southeastern Oklahoma to southern Missouri. This will likely be a supercell threat down here, and there's a giant 5% risk all the way from I believe, yes, from Iowa, forgetting the state here, I think Wisconsin, and Wisconsin, all the way down to northeastern Texas. And I believe the threat from this little area here, I think that's going to be mainly a squall line QLCS threat. I'm not really expecting a whole lot for hail in this area, because the QLCS threat's going to probably keep the hail threat to a minimum. But I do think the winds will be a main threat here. 60 plus mile an hour winds, maybe higher, will be likely in this area. And I think a few spin up tornadoes are likely. And I believe kind of in this kind of eastern Kansas area and this central Missouri area, we could have a few renegade supercells that form. Not really too many of them. I think these will be kind of on the weaker side right here, but I do think we could have a few strong supercells with large hail down here. I'll pull up our hail risk. Yeah, so we got a big 30% hail risk in a big hatched area all the way down to central Texas. And we got, because we got these renegades possible here. We could have some large hail here. It's kind of 50-50 in this kind of area if we're going to get large hail, because I believe that squall line's going to kind of span from central Kansas all the way to Wisconsin up here, and I think it's going to stretch across out throughout the night. And then we're going to have these renegades out in front, and then we're going to have a group of supercells down here producing large hail. And I'll get into our wind threat. Let's see, our wind. Yeah, so we got our hatched area for wind. This is where I believe the wind threat will be the greatest, because of that squall line. Those heavy wind gusts just pouring out from that QLCS. And I think along this line with those spin-up tornadoes, even if we don't have a spin-up tornado, I think if we get any type of inflow, I believe that the inflow could ramp up even past 60 miles an hour. We could have up to 80 mile an hour gusts, in my opinion, along this line, because with QLCS events, straight line winds are pretty likely. And I'll pull up our 4-panel here. Give this a second. Yeah, so we got our hail risk is what is our outlining our enhanced risk here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you're kind of in the top half of this threat, on this categorical view, if you're in the top half of this, I would expect a squall line threat. But if you're kind of in the bottom half of this threat, I would expect more supercellular threat. But I do believe the squall line will eventually move its way down to southeastern Missouri area, and it will probably kind of take over any kind of supercell. It's just going to merge into that squall line, and it's just going to move along. And then you have our colder temperatures move in behind that cold front that the squall line will likely be attached to. And I want to go I want to go over this quick little slight risk we have here in Texas. Give me a second. Let's see. Let's go to our models. Let's go to. Give me a second. Okay, let's go to a regional view. Okay, let's see what this is. This slight risk here is introduced for. So this is. Let's go to. Give this a second to load. We're going to look at what's going to be going on right here. I believe that that's probably some low top, maybe supercells. That, yeah, we got. Looks like we got some supercells that could be moving through here. Probably not quite as severe as what's going to be occurring up here. Let's see. We can take a look at a photograph here. Kind of see what our threat's looking like. Okay. Yeah, so not really a whole lot of spin. I mean, but you still have that kind of that curved shape, and you got not really hail down here. That line kind of cuts in early. So yeah, it's probably mainly a wind threat, kind of right here. Maybe some hail, but not really a tornado threat in that little slight risk area they got going on over here. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I'll go to a bigger view here. Let's go to our significant tornado parameter, just to kind of give you an idea of where these are going to kind of line. Actually, I'll look at our updraft helicity real quick. Give this a second. Okay, you can kind of ignore these. This is Thursday's threat. So yeah, we got we got a few tracks up in here, and then we got a bunch of updraft helicity lines through here. It looks like we got that big QLCS line here. Maybe even a few renegades up through here, and then you got our mainly supercells through here. And now we'll go to our tornado parameter. Just a second. Okay, so we got give me a second. Yeah, we got our tornado parameter here. It's pretty hot right here. I'm gonna take a quick look at that. Yeah, I mean, we got kind of some backing here, so that's probably why that's not as severe. But we got right here kind of where this 10% risk area is. We'll take a look at a photograph real quick, then I'll let you guys go. Yeah, you got big curvature here. Not really a whole lot of backing. All these models are kind of agreeing. We got that tornado icon there. Yeah. Okay, so that's my look on Friday. The update on Friday. The time frame. I'll give you a quick time frame of when to expect this. Go to reflectivity real quick. Okay, so Friday I would expect, if you're down in Oklahoma, I would expect kind of 4 to 5, maybe even 6, kind of start up in here. Then you got some bubblers up here around 5, and then you got this squall line beginning here on Friday, and you see this, it's kind of downtrending a little bit, but we still have our squall line right here. and maybe even a supercell right here, and then we got our supercells down here. Yeah, so this is stretching all the way up there, if you can tell. So our time frame in total, kind of for that Kansas area, is going to be from starting up in southern Nebraska from maybe about 6-7 p.m. all the way until once it gets kind of into eastern Missouri, maybe early Saturday morning during the nighttime hours. It's just going to kind of push through here. So the threat in this area is going to probably be from 7 o'clock to maybe the midnight hours, and once you get kind of down here in this 10% area, it's going to be kind of from maybe 5 p.m. to about closer to midnight as well. So that's my update on Friday's severe weather outlook. Please stay safe and heed any warnings or watches given. Thank you.